Red 2 standing by, all 4 lit and in the green. Welcome back to Super Mario Odyssey. We actually have things to do now. Cappy is telling me we have all the power moons we need, but I don't care. I'm going exploring because that is the entire point of this project. To do what I want in my own time, in my own way, and to have a little bit of fun with the rest of you along the way too. Now, we can't actually use our coins just yet. We do have a lot of power moons just hanging around the place. So, we can effectively wander around, see what we can grab, and just have a bit of fun with things, really. Now, I believe we might have to skittle this, which means grabbing the T-Rex, so let's get to that. Oh, cool. Fossilized 8-bit Goomba and 8-bit Spiny. Now, we need to grab the T-Rex, as I said, because I believe we can actually get something if we wind up knocking down the pole at the start. Don't forget to pick up power moons you've already collected, because they will actually allow you to acquire 5 coins. Quick warp up here. Since this is the beginning kingdom, a lot of things are very easy to do. Also, we can drop down here. This door was closed off earlier. Now, we do have a lot of pest extermination to do. That is actually one of our moons in here. You can power through things with the T-Rex. I see you there. But try not to run off the edges, except in a specific spot. Because there are specific spots we have to go to smash rubble with the T-Rex. One of them jumped to its doom. Now, where is this spot? It's down there. So yeah, as you can see, there is a timer on this one. But we did find one of the moons in here. Oh, cool. So the T-Rex can jump, but there's a warp pipe for Mario if he doesn't wind up making it. Alright, so we clobbered everything and we got the moon for eradicating the enemies. Good job! So yeah, secret areas like this, you'll generally have... Oh, I might need to be the T-Rex for that one. Oh, better go back and walk my dinosaur. But yeah, secret areas like this will generally have 2 power moons in them. You'll have to keep an eye out for the hidden objectives. One of them will generally be very clear. One of them will generally be pretty well hidden or require a bit more of a skill trick. But there we go. Everything is done nice and smoothly, and we can head on out to explore the rest of the Cap Kingdom. So I need to get the T-Rex again. And we'll be able to do some more exploration and grab a few more power moons. So if I head this way, somehow cross the bridge. Oh, there is a scarecrow I can find. We can terrify the toad. Now, I'm pretty sure that if we ground pound... At least I thought it was the case. Or maybe it's a moon rock one. I could be a little early, but there is a moon you can get at some point by demolishing that. So, our hint toad here will help survey our power moon locations, and Toad can tell us where things are for 50 coins. We're not quite worried about that just yet. Maybe if I do the cleanup, I'll focus on that. But we can worry about it later. The fact that you can just take your time in this is so good. Just being able to wander around, do things in your own time at your own pace. It's really spectacular. And this is probably the only kingdom where you really have to do one of the story beats. Otherwise, you can just sort of ignore things a little bit. So, if I get the dinosaur again... Now, I might be able to pull off a few slick tricks here. Smash these. Now, I want to drop down here. Alright, I want to go the right way. Not quite working. There we go.
Mario, fancy meeting you here. That's right, it's me, Captain Toad. I'm traveling the world looking for power moons. There are so many rare fossils around here, I'd jump for joy, but, you know.
Very nice reference, Captain Toad not being able to jump.
Oh, I also found a power moon in my search, but you can have it.
And Captain Toad celebrates with us. So, you'll find Captain Toad once in each kingdom. Oh, nice. That gives us... Oh, that just gave us coins. So, sometimes you have to make bank shots to get your chain chomps into those holes. We'll keep exploring, we'll keep finding new things. And once we're all done, we can head out of the kingdom. But only when I feel like being done. So, 10 coins to go. And yeah, there was another door here that we couldn't enter. Ah yes, sometimes you will find hidden coins like that. And we can deal with the yellow Goombas pretty easily. And we go through our 8-bit section again. Keep in mind that the music actually changes too. Now, I know there's something I have to sort. Now, there's not anything down the bottom, is there? The only thing down the bottom is death, and I don't exactly want to wind up running off the edge. Now, there is a second shine in here somewhere. This should be relatively simple, but... Now, green trooper falls off. Yep, there's our second moon. I was thinking of something in a later level, which was why I didn't I was acting with a little bit of hesitance. I thought it was going to be a bit higher up, but we found exactly where we needed to go. Now we can make our way across these platforms. There is a nice higher up one. What does this get us anyway? Oh, that's right, it's the coins. Those are devilishly well hidden. But either way, we wind up getting our power moon and we've completed this little area. We do have to collect a specific number of moons in each kingdom in order to proceed, so basically everything is just kind of overkill at the moment. We don't get any extra credit for it, which is a little sad. But it's still worth exploring, isn't it? Like, okay, so maybe it's a little bit bothersome to note that there's just so many moons everywhere. But it sort of rewards you for exploring, for looking around, for trying different things, and I really, really like that. So you remember how we fired that chain chomp into the hole not 5 minutes ago? Chain chomp, bank shots. We'll have a little bit of work to do, because some of these can be a tad tricky to line up. Not quite. But you can always try again. Well, that worked. So the hardest one is up ahead. Alright, can we pull this one off? Not quite. Almost. So if you need to, you can actually do homing throws. Missed. By shaking your Joy-Cons. Oh, there we go. That was a bit luckier than expected. Now, this one threw me off for ages. Pay attention, because there's actually a secret path. The game doesn't tell you, but the only indicator you will get is Cappy telling you that there's more to do. This one is a pain in the backside. You do require spectacular aim. That worked. Once you get good with Chain Chomp bank shots, you can collect your moons. So it's worth noting, as I said, we do have to go by a certain number of moons per kingdom. So everything we collect here won't be extra credit for the next one. It's not like Super Mario 64 in that sense. Wrong button. If you want to warp somewhere, you can just go up here. You can warp to different places if you want to do some exploration. I've got 6 coins left to find. Don't know if there's a moon on the dinosaur horn. Or is it? I thought there might have been, but I also could be very wrong. Oh well. Okay, we head out here, and out the back we can get a few more purple coins. Should be able to pick all of them up. Yeah, we should be able to pick all of these up in one trip. I'd hope, anyway. Make our way across the floating islands. Use our cap for a little bit of air. And you get a spectacular sense of how vast this is. There's just a gigantic ocean with all these islands and waterfalls. It's really quite splendid. Now, look out there. We can't really zoom in, but there's a floating island with a power moon on it. We can't get to that unless we come here from a different kingdom. Oh, there they are. Spotted the last coins. So do you remember how I mentioned that there were paintings? Those paintings will take you to different worlds and secret islands. Then we have that rock. That rock will only do things in the post-game. So, we have all our coins. I don't know if I can do any more power moons. But we can continue on our merry way once we get back to the Odyssey. Also, if you do collect purple coins that have been previously collected, where are they? Should be some... There were some nearby anyway. At least I thought there were. Okay, let's head out here. So, previously collected purple coins are worth 2 coins. Previously collected power moons are worth 5. So, now if I realize I've got coins. So if we hit minus, we can press lists. There are 25 moons we can find. I've got 15 of them. I'm not too fussed. I think it's time to move on. I've mucked around enough, I'd say. And somehow our ship now has enough of a sail and more than enough power to make it to the next kingdom. And it got a snazzy new paint job. The Odyssey is restored. And there's our world map. We've enough fuel to reach the Sand Kingdom. Let's go save those two. Why don't you take the helm? Just select Sand Kingdom and press A and we'll be off. So we can go back to the Cap Kingdom, but it will only let us select the Sand Kingdom, I believe. The Odyssey breaks out of the land nearby with a rock falling on our nice new paint job. And despite the fact we've almost taken a bit of rubble with us, after many years, the Odyssey is back in action with its minuscule sail, though it appears to be some sort of weird steampunk ship. That is really not OHS compliant. At least it's got a headlight. And we get our captain's hat. Off we go. Slowly taking flight. And then we will have to review the action guide again. So, how do you like me as a captain's hat? Pretty classy, wouldn't you say? You're probably a little less frightening than the one from Termina. Now then, where were we? That monster's name is Bowser. Well, we'll chase him down in no time in the Odyssey. Seeing as how we've got some time to kill, let's review some useful skills. Travel tip, ground pound. To smash blocks or enemies below you or to flatten out bumps in the ground, nothing beats a ground pound. Press ZL in midair to do a ground pound and pulverize with your posterior. Well, there it is. If you need some more review, you might want to look at the action guide. You'll be hearing that a lot. It's always there for your perusal. Just open the menu with the plus button and select Action Guide. We should discuss the Sand Kingdom too. As you've no doubt pieced together, it is entirely covered in sand. And as you can imagine, it gets quite hot. Hooray, I'm going home! There are some ruins there and an artifact called the Binding Band that links people forever. Like a wedding ring. And this Bowser seems like just the sort of creep that would steal a priceless antiquity for his sham wedding. Well, we go to the Sand Kingdom and yeah, there are lots of crystals around. Atop the highest tower. Oh, somebody's frozen. Huzzah! I declare the maiden voyage of the Odyssey a complete success. But why is it so cold? I thought deserts were supposed to be hot. Technically speaking, no, Cappy is actually wrong. A desert is simply anywhere that does not actually receive rainfall. So if we're being pedantic, Antarctica is actually the largest desert, one of the largest deserts in the world, because it doesn't receive rainfall. It receives snow. And deserts get very cold at night on top of that, usually because there aren't any clouds to keep the heat in. The temperatures can be quite cool at night, so you are going to suffer if you're not prepared. But it's also recommended to travel at night or do things in the cooler parts of the day. It was why English explorers suffered so much when they were exploring Africa. Well, and the various colonizing explorers/colonizers, there's really not a lot of difference. But the colonial powers suffered a lot in places like Africa because the locals knew not to do anything during the hottest part of the day, and the English would just all, let's go in there in extremely inadequate clothing for the conditions and blunder around during the hottest parts of the day. Huh? The top of that tower is shining. But how could that be? Could it be a power moon? So we can go exploring pretty much wherever we need to. So we also see that there are different coins. They are triangular. They are good only in this kingdom. If I divert over here, we can go and do something different. We can notice this bench, which will bring us the Jaxi. I didn't know you could stand on that. Jaxis are lion-like taxis which will run around very quickly. Can I get it? Good! I hate trying to chase down that bird. Bird traveling the desert. Okay, that was a power moon as well. Where the birds gather. The bird has apparently been the word. We can't break that ice. It's really pretty cold. But we can also use the ground pound to get a bit of extra momentum when we're jumping. Now, if we go over here, we can very carefully grab a few notes in the trees. And that gets us a power moon. Now, unfortunately, in games like Super Mario Galaxy, those notes would play actual tunes from the series, but they don't in this one. Lakitu has been frozen. Fair enough, I hate Lakitus in the 2D games. Now, if we do walk into a cactus, then we do wind up with spikes on our face. If we need to jump anywhere, those flowers will help. Also, if we see the round ones, we can knock them around and try and combo them for coins. Oh yeah, as I was saying, Mario ends up with spikes in his nose. How long did that... But there's a nice little tutorial. I've still got the spikes in my nose! There we go, we possessed a cactus and got ourselves a moon. Now, purple usually means poison. Do not go into it,
or else you will die!
Instantly. It's insta-kill stuff. Purple stuff is usually not good. Bubbling purple stuff is usually even worse. Now, you are probably supposed to use the Jaxie to get this. But a bit of precision jumping. Okay, so that bird is frozen and we can unlock that one later. We've still got the spike. The spikes only just disappeared out of our nose. That's pretty interesting. Oh yeah, floating island up in that top corner. By my life meter, you'll get there via a portrait. Let's head on into town and talk to the locals. Might as well get some information. Might do that in the next one, but... I saw the craziest couple come racing past on their way to the ruins. I figure they're still out that way. So, the locals are cold. But yeah, this is beautifully designed. You get a very beautiful aesthetic, very much based on the Dia de los Muertos celebrations. And it just feels colourful, vibrant, and so well detailed. And we got another moon overlooking the desert town. Can I stand on top of this? No. Can't stand on top of it, but we can look over the town, we can freeze, and we can take things on in the next one. Thank you very much for joining me. Till next time, this is Red 2 returning to base. The cover's come off again. How did I fail and succeed? I thought I was going to have to start the whole thing again.
No! Not into the pit! It burns!